Imagine living in a world where your happiness is not tethered to the affections of others, where longing gazes, missed calls, or messages saying thinking of you do not dictate your emotional state. This is not an ancient fable, but a reality you can embrace today. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has endured the test of time, teaches us to find inner peace and happiness regardless of external circumstances. But how does this relate to desiring someone to remember you? In the realm of love and relationships, men of wisdom, we often crave attention and affection from others, convinced it holds the key to fulfillment. Yet Stoicism presents a bold, paradoxical strategy: devote yourself to self-mastery, cultivate unshakable emotional independence, and honor the present without bondage. This path not only elevates your spirit in a twist of fate, makes you irresistibly memorable. In this video, we shall explore living and loving through the lens of timeless Stoic principles. We not only enrich our lives but also transform relationships in the most unexpected ways. Join me to discover how to make others remember you, not through cunning games or fleeting tactics, but by embodying the pillar of self-reliance and inner contentment. And as always, your support means much to us. A simple yet powerful act is to press the subscribe button on the channel. In the noble pursuit of happiness and fulfillment, it is all too easy to fall into the snare of seeking external validation. We measure our worth by the reactions, opinions, and attention of others, especially in personal bonds. But consider this: seeker of truth, there exists a more enduring and mighty road to joy, the way of Stoicism. It guides us to focus on what lies within our power, our thoughts, deeds, and responses, while serenely accepting the uncontrollable, including the feelings of those around us. This does not mean becoming indifferent or devoid of feeling, but realizing that genuine satisfaction and self-worth spring from within, not from others' approval or notice. Reflect deeply when we stake our happiness on being remembered or desired by another. We surrender our sovereignty to them. We react to their presence or absence, trapped in ceaseless emotional turmoil. Stoicism equips us with the means to escape this cycle by fostering virtues such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. As guardians of our own destiny, we forge a robust character that derives joy from personal evolution and triumphs. This does not entail isolation or ceasing to care for fellow men. Stoicism does not advocate emotional detachment, but the disciplined endurance of passions. It urges the creation of wholesome, profound connections rooted in mutual respect and empathy, rather than dependency or necessity. Furthermore, by placing self-improvement at the forefront, we inherently become more captivating and admirable to others. Men are drawn to those who exude confidence, pursue their passions with fervor, and find contentment in their own being. Thus, in a grand irony, the less we strive to be remembered, the more indelibly we imprint ourselves upon minds, for we live authentically and at our zenith. Let us commence the shift from chasing external acclaim to cultivating our inner realm. Brothers in philosophy, dedicate time to acquiring new skills, venturing into fresh pursuits, and delving deeper into self-knowledge and the virtues you hold dear. This odyssey of self-elevation not only yields profound fulfillment, but renders you worthy of admiration and, indeed, more enduring in others' recollections. The aim of Stoicism is not to repress desires or deny the human need for connection, but to remind us that happiness and self-worth are independent of such things. By adhering firmly to Stoic tenets, we can savor a life of true tranquility, contentment, and sovereignty. Authentic happiness resides within our own souls. At the heart of Stoicism lies the profound realization that our responses to external events are ours to command, even when the events themselves elude our grasp. This truth bestows immense power. We wield the key to our emotional fortress, granting liberating autonomy. Stoic resilience is not numbness to feeling or retreat from the world, but a wise comprehension of emotions, choosing not to let them govern our conduct. The ancients believed in directing focus to the controllable and releasing the rest. And in caring for others, our happiness should not hinge on their presence or approval. This perspective inspires us to forge relationships on foundations of mutual honor and genuine communion, rather than reliance or fear of solitude. By nurturing emotional fortitude, we can relish deep and meaningful bonds without losing our essence within them. Moreover, Stoicism stresses living in accordance with nature, embracing change and life's flux, thereby fortifying our inner strength. It reminds us that change is the only constant. Our capacity to adapt to these shifts measures our true might. This adaptability arises not from passivity, but from active commitment to values, goals, and the quest for virtue. So how do we cultivate this emotional independence and resilience? Begin with self-awareness, regularly contemplating our thoughts, feelings, and responses to life's trials. This includes practicing gratitude, anchoring in the now, and engaging in pursuits aligned with our core principles. Above all, it requires challenging ourselves, those perceptions, questioning whether our emotional reactions stem from present reality or outdated beliefs. When embracing Stoicism, we learn to navigate life's storms not by seeking shelter in others, but by becoming our own steadfast lighthouse. The path to emotional independence and resilience is not solitary. It is enriched by the wisdom of those who have trodden it before. As we integrate Stoic philosophy into daily life, our ability to find joy, overcome adversity, and maintain balanced relationships markedly increases. Stoic philosophers like Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus frequently underscored the vital importance of living in harmony with one's nature and the cosmos. The essence is discerning what truly matters in life and devoting ourselves wholly to it. For the Stoic, life's meaning resides not in external successes or the accumulation of wealth and fame, but in honing virtue, wisdom, and integrity. It involves contributing to the common good, engaging with the community, and building relationships grounded in respect and understanding. Crafting a meaningful life demands deep introspection, posing hard questions about ourselves and the values we cherish. We must define our principles and live by them, even amid challenges or when conformity tempts us. Stoicism serves as a compass in this self-examination, urging us not only to scrutinize our actions, but also to ponder the motives behind them. Are we acting from virtue or merely for others' acclaim? Furthermore, Stoicism imparts the impermanence of external conditions and the necessity of concentrating on what remains under our sway. This viewpoint offers liberation, freeing us from the tyranny of attempting to govern the ungovernable and channeling our energy where we can truly affect change our attitudes, choices, and reactions to the surrounding world. In this manner, Constructing a meaningful life transcends mere achievements. It encompasses how we live and the mindset we carry each day. Embracing a Stoic approach also entails accepting that suffering and failure are inherent to the human condition. Rather than viewing them as barriers to happiness, we can regard them as avenues for growth, forging resilience and gaining deeper insight into life's intricacies. This does not mean seeking out hardship, but finding purpose in surmounting it, learning from it, and advancing with a fortified spirit and greater compassion. In practice, building a meaningful existence is found not solely in grand gestures but in daily small acts. It manifests in the kindness we extend to others, the integrity in our labors, and the passion in our endeavors. It dwells in moments of reflection on our place in the universe, appreciating nature, tending to ourselves, and nurturing bonds with others. These deeds, rooted in Stoic precepts, weave the fabric of a fulfilled life. Remember, the Stoic journey toward meaning is not walked alone, but shared, supporting one another through shared wisdom and experiences. By anchoring our lives in Stoicism, we equip ourselves with tools not just to confront challenges, but to thrive amidst them, discovering joy, purpose, and significance in every step. The early Stoic thinkers recognized that much of our frustration, anxiety, and even despair stems from attempting to control the uncontrollable. We expend vast energy trying to mold circumstances, outcomes, and even others to our will, only to find most lie beyond our reach. This insight does not dishearten but liberates us from self-imposed chains and unattainable expectations. Applying Stoicism's teaching on relinquishing the desire for control does not render us passive observers in our own lives. Instead, it redirects our efforts to the inner domain where true influence resides. Here, in our perceptions, decisions, and responses, we exercise genuine mastery. It is here we can nurture qualities like patience, understanding, and fortitude. Here we discover serenity. Releasing control in the Stoic tradition is a profound acceptance of events' natural flow. It involves clearly distinguishing between our efforts and outcomes, acknowledging that while we can shape the former, the latter often escapes direct command. This does not diminish effort's value, but places it in a wiser perspective. When we align actions with our virtues and detach from specific results, we live more fully and true to ourselves. Moreover, Stoic doctrine invites us to treat each moment as a chance to practice acceptance and grow in wisdom. It calls us to question deeply held beliefs about control, success, and security. Through this, we often uncover that real power lies not in dominating the external world, but in mastering our inner one. Indeed, letting go of control desires equates to embracing flexibility and adaptability, being open to surprises, facing uncertainty with calm minds and expansive hearts. This is learning to respond to life's trials with grace, seeing them as opportunities for self-development and discovery. As we infuse this Stoic principle into existence, relationships deepen, stress diminishes, and appreciation for the present intensifies. We come to understand that control is not happiness's key. Equilibrium, acceptance, and inner harmony are paramount. Relinquishing the urge to control per Stoicism is not forfeiting power, but reclaiming it in its mightiest form. It is a voyage toward inner freedom, marked by transformative shifts in how we perceive and engage with the world. Embarking on this path, we uncover a life unbound by external validations, rooted instead in the intrinsic affirmation of peace, resilience, and profound purpose. As we conclude this exploration of Stoicism and its deep teachings, it is evident this ancient philosophy offers far more than a mere set of principles. It is a way of life steeped in wisdom, resilience, and tranquility. Stoicism instructs us to focus on what truly counts, guiding us through life's ebbs and flows with grace and composure. The exercises and practices discussed are not abstract notions but practical instruments, integrable into everyday life, turning adversities into gateways for growth and deeper understanding. In adopting Stoicism, we learn not only to release outcomes beyond our grasp, but also to cherish and fully inhabit each present moment, appreciating simple beauties and fostering meaningful relationships alongside virtue. This is cultivating an unassailable inner sanctuary of peace, no matter the storms. The Stoic path promises not a life devoid of hardship or sorrow, but something far more valuable: the strength to face adversity with courage, the wisdom to choose actions aligned with virtue, and the serenity to accept what we cannot alter. The philosophy teaches that while we cannot command the outer world, we hold dominion over our perceptions, decisions, and reactions. As we weave Stoic principles into our lives, our views on happiness, success, and fulfillment evolve. We realize true bliss arises not from external fame or possessions, but from living in accord with our deepest values and virtues. And in this realization lies the key to a life rich in meaning and joy. Thank you for joining me on this journey at Stoic Journal, where ancient wisdom merges with modern living. Let us continue to explore and grow together. For more insights, I invite you to watch one of the suggested videos on screen. Until next time, remember that the inward journey is the most vital of all.